Can't get this. I've wanted a beard for years, just can't do it. 30-year-old man can't get a damn beard. Right, back on point. My humour is just going to go down like a zeppelin. This is a sort of poker style thing. Do you guys play?
Yeah.
All right, that's going to help then. In fact, I'll do it the simpler way then, if that makes sense. Just show you how one could cheat if one was so that way inclined. Make sense? So for this, we need to grab a couplet. In fact, we'll grab that. Grab that bad boy. Basically, I'm going to dig out the 4 aces, is all I need. Please tell me I haven't had one of these signed already. There we are, awesome. So if we have our 4 aces, get rid of the box just now. You each are going to get one. In fact, you two can go on that side, and I get my own. And we need a couple of cards for each. We'll just go for 3, nothing fancy. Perfect. Now, usually the deck can be shuffled and all that jazz, and they can check everything on it. It's entirely up to them. But in my case, I'm too pressed for time, I believe. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a small game of poker. Now, who's up for putting some money up here? he's like negative. That's not happening. Right. Well, the basic game is simple. What I'm going to do is hopefully steal the one good card you have and I want, and switch out the bad cards I don't want within your hands. Does that make sense? The easiest way to do it is this. In fact, I need to follow this card. So the easiest way to follow it is just to have it round the other way. That way, no matter where it is, I can follow along with that. Does that make sense? So at that point, if I just click and pop, I should be able to just take that card out and switch it in. Now at that point, I had to touch there. I do apologise. In fact, here, you put your hand on top of that for me. Perfect. At this point, I'll try not to touch these now. All right? Make sense? In fact, here I'll be uber fair. I'll even put my big card on top. That's fair, yeah? So if I try to switch this out, you'd spot it. But it works the exact same way here. I'll try and stick it that way so I can follow along. And again, same thing. Ready? Done. Your card goes. It's cheeky, isn't it? Now again, I won't put my hand down here, but it is down there. I know you don't believe it. Here, do me a favour, put your hand on top. The last one, the Ace of Hearts. This is the hardest one to get. And you're a big man, so I don't want to annoy you, to be honest. Everyone's huge here. God damn it. Right, the last ace. Ready? Little shake. Done. Come on. Put your hand on top first, big guy. Now, what that generally does is lets me cheat in a very odd way. Did you spot it at any point? Now, what I've done is I've just stole all the aces, just like that. It's cheeky, I know. Now, if we were in a proper card game, someone could come up and say, you're a cheat.
You're a cheat?
How dare you, sir! I challenge thee to a duel. I'm joking. If you come up and went, well, you're a cheat, I could just do that and fix it again. So I would have, again, all my usual crap hand. And of course, I can now turn around and say, you're a cheat, you're a cheat, and you're a cheat. You're following cards, aren't you? You're following cards. You're flipping them and marking them so you know what they are.
No.
No, you are. Trust me, if you lift up your hand, it should be the only face down one in there. See? Told you. Dirty low down cheat. You as well, sir. Check it. Flip it on over. Should be the other ace. And finally, I love how you've done the whole, oh my! 4 aces under your hands. Thanks a lot, gents. There you can have a little see. That's perfect. Now for this, this is a sort of weird one for me. I love McDonald's aces. Absolutely love McDonald's aces. The other one used...
I love their fries.
Oh, McDonald's, aren't they? Dude, it's the apple pies that get me, dude.
It's like crack.
It's the apple pies that get me.
But the aces? Eh.
Yeah, they'll do. I just love the damn routine. You're not too big for a good spanking.
Let's do it.
He's like, let's get it on! It's just, oh,
we got a new table.
Dude, we just need to cut into a scene with you over my knee and me just pelting away.
That's a great promo for the
yeah, definitely. Oh, this is going so wrong so quick. It's awesome. With the McDonald's aces, there's a couple of gimmicks in play and you couldn't be really hands-off with it. So I used a common gimmick to achieve what I'm doing. It's basically a 4-card stack gimmick. It's 1 card that's just got 4 aces on there. These things are common as hell. I think most gaff decks have them in there. I'm pretty sure Penguin have probably got a gaff deck on there where you can buy this. I'll tell the guys to link up to it so you can grab it. If not, and you want to make this up yourself, I can supply a little image, and you can just print it off on label paper, cut it out and stick it onto the face of a card, and it'll do the same job. Because no one gets to see this for long enough to study it long enough to say that doesn't look perfect. So you need one of these little cards, and your ace just had some double stick tape on the back. So you can be Lysandra if you want. You ready? Come at me, I'm joking. Lysandra, I love you, guy. I do apologise.
Do you have a preference as far as the tape, or can you use like the transferable stickum stuff too? Or
the tape I prefer to use, it's called carpet tape.
Okay.
It's clear carpet tape, and it looks like this. The reason I like this is, how do I describe this? The
just kind of peel it off. It's like double-sided.
It's double-sided tape. It's got a peel section, so you can set it up and walk away. But the actual tape isn't as thick as the yellow part. It's just a little bit thinner, so you can always get your nail under.
That's cool.
So you don't have to mess about.
It's kind of like those old Avery stickers
yes.
that they used to sell.
And it is very, very strong. In fact, the stuff is so strong, once you put a little bit on there, dull it down by putting it on a mat and on your clothes and all that stuff. Dull it down a bit. Because once this is in there, you want to be able to twist and have it dislodge. So the tape is just on the very centre. I'll try and get it with the light so you can see it. But it basically just goes from the angel stomach to the angel stomach. Alright? And that's it. So once you have that gimmick, I'll pull this ace out first. And the crazy thing is, I just leave this. This gimmick just stays in my deck the whole time. I leave it there. But I will use it for other routines. I've unfortunately had people pick it out and sign it during routines and not noticed. Goodness knows how. Thank God they didn't know how. But yeah, just leave it in there and take your other ace out if you want to ring it in that way. But with this, it means you can hand the deck off and have someone shuffle away. As long as you don't do a riffle shuffle, because that will dislodge and throw in another card into your gimmick. And then when you're ready to perform, just say you're going to dig out the aces and just pull them all out. Now I try and make sure this doesn't land on top. I usually put it on the very bottom, so I make it the first one out. And then just run through and pull them out. And everything's going on top of that, just in case someone gets a glimpse at the edge. I don't want them to see that there's a second card there. So now is the main point where I'm going to have a brief moment where you're going to have that card there itself, right now. So as I've got that, I'll gently bend it up and drop down to hopefully try and coalesce everything. Just because, again, I don't want it to spot there's anything at the edges. But this is usually the card I will cover first. So I'll come up and just choose any three. And you'll notice everything I'm doing keeps my hands over this card. Again, just cover. And just drop it on top. Now these cards don't really matter. Just dig out any three cards and put them on top. And you're going to square up. Now I usually place this on top. If you forget, I just pat it on in. In fact, I'll even put the card I want on top and make it all fair. So you'll know if I just drop anything on there, you'll spot it straight off the bat. Does that make sense? Yep. It kind of ties in with the gambling thing. And the next move is just the Elmsley count, which I explained before. So you drop that card face down into the third position. I say that this is to make it so I can follow it easier. I mean, there's nothing easier to follow than a card that's face up or face down. You can spot it a mile off. And then just do your Elmsley count as described before. Now, with the last card, don't just drop it on top, put it on bottom, just to keep that ace centralised in the middle of the packet. So it's called an underground Elmsley. It's the exact same motions up until here where this last card goes underneath. Alright? I'll put that down squarely and have this spectator put their hand on top. And it's the same motion each time. Nothing fancy. Now the nice thing about the underground Elmsley as well is the top card changes. So if they get a glimpse of the top card, they're going to see it twice here, but it doesn't leave it there twice, so they don't have that sort of visual burn on it. Then put that down again, have that person put their hand on top, and again the very last one, the exact same thing. And they put their hand on top of that. Now at this point, I won't lie, I forgot my orientation, so I checked. When I came up, I just pick up and just, if you bend up, you'll see which way it's supposed to go. Usually the top end of the spade should be pointing to me, and that means I can just pinch everything and push, and that will separate. If you're seeing an ace when you do that, perfect, you've done it alright.